Show, and welcome back to our weekly segment, Movie Talk, where we talk all about movies. We try to put a little bit of a spotlight on local movies because there's so many good ones lately. And Indonesia will be celebrating its film industry with the 2022 Indonesian Film Festival, or FFE, that is set to be held on November the 22nd.
And yes, the committee has revealed the nominees for Piala Citra or Citra Awards. Let's have a look. For Best Actor, we have Bio 1 in Sri Mulat, Hil Yang Mustahil babak pertama, Kevin Ardilova in Autobiography, Martino Leo, Vengeance is Mine, All Others Pay Cash, Oka Antara in Nokta Merah, Perkawinan, and Vino Bastian, Miracle in Cell Number 7.
Nice. Strong cast there, but as well on the women's side for Best Actress, we have Happy Salma in Before, Now and Then, or Nana, Ladia Cheryl in Vengeance is Mine, All Others Pay Cash, Marsha Timothy in Nokta Merah Perkawinan, Maudi Kusnadi in Los Men Bubroto, and Tika Panggabean in Missing Home.
And for Best Movies, we have Autobiography, Before, Now and Then, Nana, Stealing Raden Saleh, Missing Home, Vengeance is Mine, and All Others Pay Cash.
All right, and finally for Best Director, we have Angga Dwi Mas Sasongko with Stealing Raden Saleh, Benedion Rajagukuk with Missing Home, Edwin with Vengeance is Mine, All Others Pay Cash, Camila Andini with Before, Now and Then, or Nana, and Makbul Mubarak with Autobiography.
I mean, I cannot believe it's already been a year.
Yeah.
Remember, we were sitting there and we were covering
what
was happening in the Piala Citra. And Marissa was nominated last
That's
year,
right.
Yes. And what a year it's been.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one. Now, if one of those names sound familiar to you that we named earlier, well, that's because Indonesian film director Makbul Mubarak is off to a dazzling start with his debut feature, Autobiography.
Now, the film is on a solid festival run after receiving its world premiere at the Venice International Film Festival, where it won the Fipreschi Critics Prize for the Orizzonti section, and a North American premiere in Toronto. Paul. In October, the film also traveled to the BFI London Film Festival and the Busan International Film Festival.
That's right. Now, that is great news for the Indonesian film industry indeed. So we're going to talk more here on Movie Talk about the story behind Autobiography and its success. And we're now going to connect to the director who has just been recently nominated, Makbul Mubarak, all the way from Japan. Good morning, Mas Makbul.
How are you?
There he is.
Hi there. Thank you for joining us today. So,
yeah,
Thanks for having me.
There you go. You're behind us. So,
Yes.
you're in Japan. Tell us what you're up to there. Is it another Autobiography screening, perhaps?
Yes, indeed. It's another autobiography screening. So we are having our Japanese premiere in Japan, like to introduce the film to the Japanese audiences, hoping that they'll be interested and theaters are interested in screening it nationwide. It was premiered yesterday night, and there's going to be another screening tomorrow.
Cool.
And yeah.
Very cool. So how's the response been so far after the first screening?
It was good. I mean, it's weird because in Japan I cannot interact with audiences, so they have to type their questions. Even though they're in front of me, they're not allowed to talk because they're not allowed to open the mask. So it's kind of strict.
Okay.
Yeah, but the audience's reactions are amazing. Like they really enjoy the film. They really catch what the intention is from the filmmakers, our team. So it was incredible.
Nice.
Wow. I mean, if you were to give us a little, a little teaser of the essence of the movie without actually spoiling the movie, how would you explain your work to somebody who needs to see it?
So it's a suspense thriller with a political background. So it's actually a political suspense thriller. Which tells a story about Rakib, an 18 years old housekeeper who worked to housekeep like mansion belongs to a retired person named Purna. So it's best.
We're experiencing a little bit of a technical difficulty, but Mas Makbul, are you still with us? But how many hours difference is it from Jakarta to 3 or 4 hours?
I know it's a 7-hour flight. That's right. I think it's a
I
flight.
know, I miss long flights to Japan.
While we're trying to reconnect with Mas Makbul, we're going to have a look at a trailer of his latest work, Autobiography.
Putranya Amir.
Ya, Pak.
Siapa bilang saya minum kopi? Duduk.
Ya, Pak. Jenderal di sini.
Ya, kerja sama ayahnya Bapak. Kakek saya kerja untuk kakek Bapak. Saya kerja untuk Bapak.
Anakmu baik banget sama aku, Mir. Apakah bapak-bapak dan saudara-saudara mendukung? Mendukung? Yang keras! 1, 2... Kamu itu persis seperti saya muda.
Gip, jangan gampang percaya.
Ayo, temenin.
Enggak, aku nggak ikut-ikutan, Gip.
Kamu tuh kalau dikepung di sini, jangan blokade panjang. Kelihatan panik kamu. Tenang.
Okay,
The
now I've got to
suspense.
watch that. It's got
The
me.
suspense.
It's got me literally on the edge of my seat. That
I know,
looks
we were like-
amazing. That looks like a lot of fun. I believe we have Mas Makbul back with us. Hi
Hi, Mas
there.
Makbul.
Yes. Sorry about that. I'm here.
No worries.
Yeah,
we
don't
had
worry.
Japan is not so good.
no worries. We had your trailer locked and loaded, so we had a look at it earlier. It looks amazing, by the way. Very well.
But you were
Thank you,
just explaining the essence of the movie.
Yes. Feel free to continue.
Yes.
So the film actually tackles about relationship between two generations. It looks back at Indonesian history as something that we, as a young generation, inherit from the generation before us. So it's kind of like I want to explore the notion of power and history as a debt, like something that we inherit and something that we have to pay because a generation before us did probably something wrong. So it's kind of like a violence that is perpetuated through history. So this is what the film is about.
The devil's circle.
The essence.
Yeah, I guess that would invoke a lot of feelings and emotions, especially with Asian and Southeast Asian audiences, because it's something that's relatable. It's something that
It's
is
all
our
about
culture.
inheritance when it comes to We're so big on our roots and our inheritance, and I think you're bringing up like a very, very important essence of our culture.
Indeed. So, Mas Makbul, you've also done this through a co-production model and script labs. Can you tell us a little bit about the process of this film itself?
So like the process started in 2017. It was like 5 years ago when I started writing it, and me and my producer Yulia from Kawan Kawan Media together, we sort of like started to introduce the project to international audiences and the industry. So we ended up Autobiography ended up as a co-production between 7 countries. So it's not only an Indonesian film; it's also a French, a German, a Polish, Singaporean, a Filipino, and a Qatari film. So it's 7 countries working together to make this film into reality. Although we shot in Indonesia with Indonesian characters, but it took literally a village, like to make the film into what it is today. Yeah.
Oh, that's really interesting. This is an international collaboration.
Yeah.
And it finally comes, it finally comes to place, winning awards. And now, after Edwin Kamilandini and Muli Surya, you are also another filmmaker whose presence at the international festivals was well noted, of course, with this autobiography. So you've just explained the essence, right? But what do you think makes Autobiography so attractive? We can relate, we've spoken about as our cultural norms, but to the international market, why do you think this story is so attractive?
I think because in the film there's always something for every kind of audiences. I mean, like, the foreigners, they don't really know about our history, but what I think make the film interesting to them is the use of the film language, the aesthetic choice, the characters. They feel that it's somebody they also knew around them. So it's really, I think it's all about relatability. Like a film has to be relatable to many kinds of audiences, and that's why I think in making films, creating layers of those relatability is very important for a director. That's my job.
Yeah, exactly.
I
right.
think, you had the opinions of various people from different countries who read the story and could relate. And I really think that when it comes to inheriting something,
Yeah.
especially when it's inheriting history that perhaps somebody has done wrong the previous generation, I know all of us can relate to that because at one point in history, somebody always has done something wrong.
True, very true.
Exactly.
So, Mas Makbul, we also heard that you thought that the first draft of Autobiography wasn't well written. Was that true, and how so?
That was very true. I mean, like, because the first draft, I was just following my instinct. Like, I was not really thinking about the production, about aesthetics. I was just really following my, like, it's almost automatic. And then after that, I realized it was very badly written. So that's why we're kind of like, I think we need to go to open it up. Like when you have a script or a material that you don't like or you feel it's bad, I think it's good to open it to the world to see and for them to give opinion also, and not to just keep it to yourself and like being alone with it, like in the middle of the night. A lot of creators, they mystify the process of creation, but for us, like we actually want to demystify it. I mean, we felt it was not good, so we want to open it and invite people to come and give their feedbacks, and hopefully became collaborators. That's how everything was started.
Oh, very nice. Hence Script Labs. But could you please tell us?
Hence Script Labs.
Yes. Could you also tell us, each of the characters in your movie? We saw some very interesting ones, but who gets to play what role? We especially enjoyed the connection between the two generations.
Yeah.
You can see.
Well, we're going to put them up one at a time for you so you can have a
Yes.
look and comment.
So Kevin Ardilova, right? Could you explain to us, like, what are the characters and how they contribute to Autobiography?
Yes, so Kevin Ardilova is the main character. It's his first main role.
Yes.
He plays Rakib, a young housekeeper who works to caretake this mansion. Belongs to Purna, which is the next character.
Okay.
So Purna.
Okay.
And Purna is played by Arsmendi. Meaning
Yes.
is a senior actor who's been acting for more than like 40 years already.
Yeah, very
He plays this retired, sort of power-hungry character that is, that is rejecting his own retirement. He wants to come back. Like he wants to prove that he's still got it. So the film is actually a two-hander. I mean, like 95 or 98% of the film is basically these two characters. So they're really carrying.
I can already
people.
see it. He's basically manipulating and maneuvering the younger generation to exceed his deeds. I love those kind of movies.
Kai loves to overthink movie plots.
I know. I love overanalyzing things. Hey, I'm a woman. So
We've got one more, I think.
we got one more.
Let's have a look at.
Rukman Rosadi, he's a legend.
Oh yes, I mean Rukman Rosadi is the acting guru of everybody. He plays Kevin's father. Like he plays Rakib's father. so he is in prison for something that he did like in the past. So he's kind of like the moral compass of the film. But ironically, he's in prison. So the moral compass cannot be a compass because he's incarcerated. So there's this irony in this character, which is quite interesting for me.
You know, Mas Makbul, most they say that the best stories are told because they actually did happen. The best stories come from real life. Is this movie inspired by anything that you've experienced in your life?
I mean, of course, yes. I think I can only write stories that happen to me in real life because I cannot really create things out of nothing. I mean, like I'm a generation. I was born in 1990, so I grew up experiencing both regime in Indonesia, the New Order and the Reformation.
Right.
So the film is actually inspired from questions. So like after the regime collapsed, has our life really changed? Has the power structure really changed? And has the people really changed? And if they change, has they changed for the better? The film doesn't have like answers to that, but it really extrapolates from questions about this historical transition in my own life and also in the life of the country itself.
Yeah, in the life of every 1990 born Indonesian, me included. And
Yes.
yeah, I get the confusion because we got to live in between this transition world that was very confusing for us. Had parents, right, who are very new order, and now they were adjusting to the new life, and that also affected the way we were raised. So it was very interesting times, but
Exactly.
I'm excited
So,
to
like,
watch this movie.
this film is a voice from someone in this generation.
I see.
This, you
Yes.
know.
I'm certainly interested. So, when will this film be released in Indonesian cinemas, you think?
Hopefully early next year, nationwide. I'm still touring with the film to like many corners, many parts of the world. But of course, it's an Indonesian film made for Indonesian audiences, so it's gonna come back home soon.
Now, am I right to assume, Mas Makbul, that there is a twist somewhere in this film? Because I love a good twist.
Well, drama is always about change, and change is always about twists. So I think if
love it.
it doesn't twist, it's not a good.
I love it. Okay. But by the way, real quick, you are touring everywhere around the world. And it's not just you. There are so many, not just actors, actresses, but now filmmakers that are putting Indonesia on the map. Can you give us your perspective as to where we are in the global film industry and where we are headed?
I think global film audiences do not really care about nationality. They care about good films, including the Indonesians. Like, I mean, we don't care if it's a Korean movie, Spanish movie, Brazilian movie. As long as it's good, we will eat all of it. So
Yeah.
I think that's like the global attitude of the global film audiences right now. So it's a good time for Indonesian filmmakers to put themselves out there, but not really playing the only identity, but like to really contribute to what a good film means. So I think this is a good time that no one really asks like where do you come from. They only ask like do you make good movies, and I think Indonesia is full of talents. There's so many talents throughout the country, and I think it's a good time to show them what we got.
Well said. All right. Thank you.
I have one last
go
question.
ahead.
You're in Japan right now, but before the movie arrives in Indonesia, are there any in-between stops that you can reveal to us where you will be touring the movie as well?
Yes. So after Tokyo, I will going to show the film in Oslo, in Norway, and after that, I'm traveling to Marrakesh, in
Beautiful.
Morocco for our African premiere. After that, with Oscar Isaac as the jury, like.
Wow, amazing.
So, so after that, I'm going also to International Film Festival of India in Goa, and FFE, of course, like it's one of our most important celebration.
Of course.
And like Taipei and Stockholm and a couple of others. So,
Nice. Yeah, I was just thinking like, are there any like countries that I get to visit, or cross paths to watch it before?
You're just trying
it
to watch
arrives
it
in
early.
Indonesia? Yeah, I'm trying to get to watch it early. You've been enticing us with so much curiosity right now. Thank you so much, and congratulations for
Thank you so
the 7 Piala
you.
Citra nominations.
Yes.
Amazing, and this is your debut
you very
movie,
much.
so the world is at your
It's
feet
my
right
first
now.
feature.
Yes,
Good stuff.
exactly. Congratulations, Ms. Makbul. Thank you so much for your time.
Happy travels.
Happy travels.
Take care.